In ancient Babylon, a city of towering walls and magnificent gardens, there lived a great king named Nebuchadnezzar. His life was filled with triumphs, challenges, and a powerful lesson about pride and humility, a lesson that the Bible would remember for generations. Nebuchadnezzar was born into a world where myths and legends mixed with everyday life. Growing up in the busy streets of Babylon, he learned stories about mighty gods and brave heroes. His father, a respected court official, taught him that great power came with great responsibility. As a young man, Nebuchadnezzar studied the art of war and the ways of leadership. His sharp mind and natural talent soon earned him a place among the best warriors and advisors in Babylon. One night, while resting in his lavish palace, Nebuchadnezzar had a very unusual dream. In his dream, he saw a giant tree whose branches stretched out to cover the whole world. The tree was strong and full of life, giving shelter and food to many creatures. But suddenly, a command came from a mysterious voice, and the tree was cut down, leaving only a bare stump. Waking up troubled and confused, the king asked his wise men to explain the dream. They tried their best, but no one could tell him what it meant. Finally, a young Hebrew captive named Daniel was brought before him. Daniel calmly explained that the tree represented the king's vast empire. He warned that while the empire would grow and bring power, it would only last as long as Nebuchadnezzar remained humble. If he let pride take over, his kingdom would fall, just like the tree in his dream. For a while, Nebuchadnezzar continued to build and expand his empire. Under his rule, Babylon became the center of trade, culture, and impressive construction. Mighty armies conquered lands, and the city was filled with wonders like grand palaces and beautifully decorated temples. His successes made him one of the most powerful rulers of his time. Yet, even during these great days, Daniel's words echoed in the back of the king's mind. Though he enjoyed his victories, Nebuchadnezzar sometimes wondered if his achievements were his own or a gift from a higher power. One day, a sudden change struck the king. As he looked over the vast kingdom he had built, a strange feeling took hold of him. His heart swelled with pride, and he began to believe that his power was unstoppable. But that same pride soon brought a severe consequence. Not long after, Nebuchadnezzar suffered a great fall. He lost his mind for a time and began living in the wild like a beast. He wandered through the streets, far away from the palace he once ruled, his mind filled with confusion and regret. This period of madness was his harsh reminder that no matter how great one becomes, pride can lead to downfall. After many days lost in his own world, the king slowly regained his sanity. The experience changed him deeply. When he returned to his throne, Nebuchadnezzar was a different man. He publicly confessed his mistakes and thanked God for restoring him. He understood that his power was not entirely his own, but was granted by a divine force that could humble even the greatest of kings. From that moment on, he ruled with a softer heart. He made decisions that cared for his people and respected the wisdom of the prophets and advisors. The great temples of Babylon, which once celebrated only the power of the gods of old, now echoed with prayers of gratitude to the one true God who had taught him his most important lesson. Another part of Nebuchadnezzar's story is his connection with the Jewish people. During his reign, Babylon conquered Jerusalem and took many Jews into exile, a time remembered in the Bible as the Babylonian captivity. Although this was a period of great suffering for the Israelites, it also led to important lessons about faith and renewal. The faithful actions of Daniel, who trusted in God even in difficult times, provided hope and guidance for both the exiled Jews and the Babylonian court. Nebuchadnezzar's life teaches us a timeless lesson. No matter how powerful or successful we become, we must remain humble and aware of our limits. His rise and fall remind us that pride can lead to our undoing, but that even in our lowest moments, there is a chance to learn and grow. By accepting his mistakes and returning to a path of humility, Nebuchadnezzar left a legacy that lives on in the Bible and in the hearts of those who learn from his story. In the end, the story of King Nebuchadnezzar is one of transformation, a journey from pride to humility, from strength to vulnerability, and from human ambition to divine understanding. His life is a powerful reminder that true greatness is not measured by wealth, power, or success, but by the wisdom to know our own limits and the courage to change for the better.